Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to learn how to play Converge, Aspects of Vision. This is going to be designed by Peter Hayward and published by Button Shy Games. This turns Converge into a solo game, and you have to have a copy of Converge to be able to do this. The more copies that you have of this, the more different combinations that you can have for this solo version. But let's go ahead down to the table. I'm going to show you how to play Converge, Aspects of Vision. All right, so we're going to look at the Converge solo version, which is called Aspects of Vision. This game is going to be, if you know the base game, you're going to be pretty familiar with it, but there's going to be some changes. You're going to get these 6 cards with this solo version here. You're going to place 3 of them with the goal side up and 2 of them with the solo side up. You're going to place out 5 cards here for the opponent. You're going to give yourself an artifact card, and then you're going to flip one card over to start your discard deck. So each turn, you're going to flip over one of these cards for your opponent. This card counts as its faction. So if it's a 2, you're going to immediately swap it with this, even if there's already a 2 there. But the goal here is going to be a shared goal all the time. And this is also going to be a faction card with its power on there. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to do one of 3 things with these cards, unless you've picked up one of these. But if you did pick up one of these, I'll show you how in a minute. You can play this. You're going to play up to 2 cards. So I could play this for its ability if I gained it, or I can play this as a faction card, either on my side or the opponent's side. I could play this for a shared goal, or I can discard it for its discard effect. And I will play 2 cards instead of 1 like in the base game. After I've done that and played my 2 cards, I'll draw up to 2 cards, and then we're going to check to see if someone won. And in this case, it'll be checked to see if your opponent won, not you, until you get to the end of the 5th round. If your opponent has scored any points, doesn't matter if it's more or less than you, they will gain the artifact card. If they already have the artifact card, they immediately win the game and it's over. If you score any of these objectives right here, you'll get the solo card and be able to add it to your hand in the future rounds. You are trying to gain enough points to satisfy the sets that you picked. In the game here, you will see what sets you picked. So if you picked like the Apothecaries or Alchemist and Mechanist, you would add 4 plus 4, which is 8, and then 3, which is 11. So you need to get 11 points by the end of the game. Now, if your opponent didn't win, you're going to continue on. You'll flip the next card. It'll be a shared goal plus also a faction card. You will play 2 cards and check to see if your opponent won. You're trying to make it to the end of the 5th round. If at the end of the 5th round the opponent does not have the artifact and they haven't won, you can potentially win. You'll have to have that set point amount by the end of the game to win. So just to recap real quick, the ways that you win is the only way that you win is at the end of the 5th round, all these cards are going to be flipped. The opponent does not have the artifact. They don't have the artifact and gain a point and win. And you've gained enough points to satisfy your set point amount that you need to get for the game. You'll lose anytime your opponent has the artifact and gains a point. If your opponent gains any points, they automatically gain the artifact if they didn't have it, or win. It doesn't matter how many points you got. And that is the changes that the solo game adds, and your challenge for the solo game. It's very hard to combat all these goals that keep flipping to ensure that your opponent can't score a point. And that's part of the reason you play 2 cards instead of 1 for the game. So that's it. That's all the rules there are to this solo version. Thank you for watching.